All right. Welcome back to SEGATHON 6. I am GrimShins, of course, and this is Ecco the Dolphin on the Sega Genesis. Just taking a second to make sure that the volume levels are good because I am both running the game and running tech right now, so maybe just get a little bit higher on the game audio, because what is an Ecco game without some sick music? And this is kind of an impromptu run. Keen observers may have noticed that this was not on the schedule until very recently. We had a slight programming change, and now I'm running a game that I haven't practiced at all in a while with a very harsh estimate. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Let me go ahead and switch over to HDMI on my monitor so I can actually play the game. Make sure that I've got volume set up. And time will start when I gain control of Ecco after making a screen transition here. So let's get to it. I'll just start a countdown. Let's do in 3, 2, 1, go. So we start off right off the bat, just jumping into the air, and whoops, all of our friends and family got sucked up into a storm, and we're gonna go find them now. In Medusa Bay, normally we're supposed to find a key glyph and get past a locked door, but all that's slow. We're just gonna use the sonar map here, and the game thinks we exited the level, because we exited the level, obviously. Undercaves is a fun for certain definitions of fun level. It's the first real level in the game. I was trying to do a skip there, but my timing is a little bit off. It's fine. We're gonna go do what we're supposed to and grab our key glyph here. And I'm a little concerned about air. Refill it. We gotta use this shell to break these rocks. Normally there's an octopus that we're supposed to swim past slowly here, but we can just skip through the glyph by hitting it backwards. The game will pull us backwards through the glyph. Kinda interesting. And onward to the vents. Now the game wants us to save 3 trapped dolphins in order to get a sonar attack, but we never use that during the speedrun, so those dolphins are gonna stay trapped. Sorry, dolphins. And the lagoon is a notorious level, very, very difficult. So you can guess we're not going to play it. What we're going to do is lock on to a jellyfish, and the game will get confused and push us through the floor, hopefully, although my timing has been a little bit off. There we go. What? Oh, just totally broke there. As I mentioned, I didn't know I was going to be running this until approximately an hour ago, so there we go. Push through the floor, and this is the exit. Ridgewater. is the end of the first set of levels in the game. We're gonna use this shell to break more rocks, and I'm gonna try to carry it over there. I messed up. That is okay. There is a backup shell, which is the intended route. And we're gonna use this clam to heal since I'm a little short on health. Swim past this current down here. Use the shell to break some rocks. And very difficult skip coming up here. Need to concentrate. I don't need to concentrate at all. This is just holding C and diagonal upright on the D-pad, and eventually you just kind of phase through that wall. The collision in this game is more like guidelines than anything else. Gonna use these stars to break a stone barrier. And I'm going to be trying a trick that I shouldn't be trying, but whatever, it's really cool. So I'm gonna try to swim backwards into the air, out of the water here, and over an invisible ledge. There we go. And I need to do the same thing up here, and clip into the end of the level. Excellent, that went well. Open ocean is not too bad. I just want to be roughly here, and I should be able to swim to the end of the level without hitting too many of these nasty sharks. Wow, this run doesn't have a lot of breathing room at the beginning. It's okay because late in the game there's gonna be like 8 minutes of auto-scroller, so we're fine. Man, I probably should have like combed my hair or something before going live. I woke up like this at about noon, so there you go. Okay, Ice Zone. The ice levels are notorious for their difficulty in a difficult game, so we're going to try as hard as possible to not play them. We do a glyph skip there, and onward to Hard Water, which is particularly reviled for how easy it is to get crushed by ice, but we can clip into this wall over here and just swim to the exit. Cold Water. This is where we are going to encounter the first major NPC of the game, the Big Blue, who is going to explain to us a little bit about why our family is gone, why storms happen. So, this is a tricky glyph skip. I normally don't do it, but it's SEGATHON 6. It's 5 years anniversary of SegaCrew. So, we're going for the big tricks. And here I need to make it so I get pushed to the left instead of the right. Looks like we're gonna die here because... Nope, we made it, Need to get some fish, though, because we are very low on oxygen. Alright. We talked to the Big Blue. He explains that the storms occur every 500 years and all life vanishes from the eye of the storm. They don't know why it happens, but not to fret. There is somebody even older and wiser than the Big Blue. It's called the Asterite. They think it's the oldest life form in the ocean, but it doesn't talk to anyone. So we're gonna have to convince it to talk to us somehow. And we are back in warmer waters, Island Zone. Let me just completely mess up the jump here. Got a couple of jumps. Then we swim down here. There is a key glyph that we are going to pick up here, but we're not going to use it on the first barrier that we come across. We're gonna swim slowly past the octopus here, because if you swim too quickly, it gives you a little love tap, like that. And I am totally going to die. That is fine, you know, we're having a good time. Hope everybody's having a good time, hope chat is having a good time. This is not the sort of game that you want to marathon without any practice, but hey, you know, I ran it like 3.5 years ago at GDQ, so why not? Instead of trying to go slowly past the octopus, we just run by it. Skip past the glyph. Did I remember to pick up the key glyph? We're gonna find out. It doesn't really matter if I forgot, because there's another intended key glyph. We remembered. Hell yeah. Deep water. This is where the asterite lives. And hopefully it's feeling a little more conversational than it has with other sea life. There is a magic pixel that we can get on and dodge all of those spiky things. That was really slick. Okay, the asterite is a giant DNA strand. He tells us, hey, I remember you. Of course it was you, and it was I who sent you. Now it is clear, which is the biggest lie they possibly could have told, but long story short, we're going to Atlantis to find a time machine. So we're in Atlantis here. And we swim down here. We're gonna sing to this glyph to remove a piece of chain that's blocking us for some reason. And just over here, we've got another glyph to skip past. Onward to the library. The library has a very interesting lore dump about Atlantis and why the civilization disappeared, and a war with the planet Vortex, and all sorts of stuff. But we are just gonna skip past that because this is a speed run. We don't have any time for lore. I did a slight camera manipulation there to get the block to go over most of the gaps without me pushing it, and I actually didn't need to hit the access granted glyph there, because it removes a barrier that's supposed to block the exit. The game has the wrong flag on the barrier, so you can actually just charge it to break it, but whatever. This is a very tricky jump here. I have to get a frame-perfect super jump in order to get over there. Frame-perfect tricks mandatory in a speedrun. Who knew? And much like Bay of Medusa, this is a level where if we sonar, bring up the sonar map in the right area, we just exit the level. And City of Forever has some of the most difficult jumps in the game, very long and labyrinthine, but fortunately, I can just sonar this naked statue, and it unlocks a shortcut to go to the end of the level. And now we hit the time machine. We are going back 55 million years into the past. And we're gonna see a lot of sea creatures that died out 200 million years ago. Because, hey, you know, continuity. So now we are in Jurassic Beach. And the gimmick in this level is we bring up this glyph, we get a song, sing into the air, and we are being carried by all 2 frames of this Pteranodon. He's gonna drop us down here. And once again, this wall is missing a piece of geometry, so we can just swim through it, and onward to Pteranodon Pond, which has a very involved skip that, you know, what the hell? I will try it. There's a chance that I could semi-soft lock the game here, but it'll be really funny if that happens, so everything's good. Get over here, we're gonna try to do a swim here. That's a little bit too high. I was trying to make the Pteranodon grab me while the game still thought I was underwater, so collision would apply inside this wall. Oh, and we got the soft lock. So Echo is floating through the air and doesn't really know what to do now. So fortunately, the game still thinks that we're underwater, which is why our air meter is depleting. Echo will eventually wrap around the bottom of the screen. There he goes, and he's going slowly upwards. This is actually fantastic that this happens, because normally you don't get to see this in the run. So once we run out of air, our life bar will start ticking down, and we'll be on our first death. Totally of our own creation. Alright, let's try that again. Only this time, we're not gonna try the skip in the interest of trying to get somewhere close to estimate. So, we get the Pteranodon to carry us. There's plenty of other skips in this level, so don't worry, we're still speedrunning. We'll go down here, hit this glyph. We're not going to use it for a while, though. Because, boy howdy, we got some more barrier skips here. Hit the glyph backwards. Do it again. Do it again. And since we're carrying a key song, the last glyph, we're just gonna boop like that. Grab the Pteranodon song from this glyph. And get carried to the end of the level. Origin Beach is, weirdly enough, glitchless. Just needs to grab this key glyph and go the intended route. There's not really a whole lot to say. Just want to avoid the trilobites, though. They are nasty, nasty little creatures and very tenacious. They will follow you through the entire level, as this one is so graciously demonstrating. And we're at the exit. Trilobite Circle has many trilobites, as you might imagine. There's a giant seahorse here that normally blocks the key that we need, but we just break in, as always. And we got double flying trilobite! Dark Water. This is the first boss fight in the game. Very difficult level, lots of opportunities to die. We're gonna skip past most of it, though. This glyph skip's a little trickier, because we have to line ourselves up and kinda put Echo diagonal, and then push through. And, oh, hey, it's the asteroid, only it's kind of mad at us. We need to play Connect 4 here. Match 4 the same color. And, oh! Now we understand why Asterite was missing a globe in the present. It's because some jerk-ass dolphin from the 20th century went back in time and stole a globe to replace its missing globe. That is right, we have a time paradox on our hands. But now that we are returning the asteroid's missing globe, we're gonna get powered up. How are we getting powered up? We no longer have an air meter. That's right. Ecco the Dolphin is now Ecco the Fish. We can breathe underwater. And now we're going back to Atlantis to use the time machine to return to the Hour of the Storm. And there we will face the unseen enemy. Alright. He's gonna take you back to the past to play the auto-scroller that sucks ass. And we're back at the beginning of the game. Only this time, when the storm gives us the suck, we're gonna get sucked too. And oh lordy, we are in space. That's right, it was aliens all along. This is the beginning of about 7 or 8 minutes of auto-scroller, so I can already tell you we are not gonna make estimate. That's fine. I didn't actually give the estimate. That was a booster deciding what the estimate was, and I just kind of went with it. I probably would have given a safer 30 minutes instead of 25, but whatever. My personal best is like 22 something. World record is a little faster than that. But yeah, definitely shout outs to HR Geiger here. We've got some very kind of organic techno environments. From this point on in the auto-scroller, as long as I stay in roughly the center of the screen, I'll avoid most of the damage from the zappers. Can just continue to sonar things to break them. And yeah, Ecco the Dolphin. This has been fun. It's been a minute since I played this game. The last time I played it all was a race that I did with, I think, Delphinus Airways over on the Ecco the Dolphin speedrunning Discord, which you can find the link on any of the Ecco the Dolphin speedrun.com pages. Just come in, hang out. There's been a lot of new development in Defender of the Future on Dreamcast recently. And now we're into Welcome to the Machine, which is probably the most notorious auto-scroller in Sega Genesis history. This is approximately 6 minutes of making sure that you have memorized the layout, because otherwise you'll get pinned against the screen and a wall and get crushed and have to start all over. We've got some very xenomorphic looking aliens here. Sonar them once to decapitate them, sonar them again to explode them. And this is really blasting the processor pretty hard, because this is one of the few Genesis games that has screen tearing in it. When it quite can't hit the refresh rate, you'll sometimes notice a little tear, especially during diagonal scrolling. you can hear a very low sort of gurgle when the aliens, the vortex, are going to appear. That was changed for the Sega CD version to a much more audible hiss. I don't like the Sega CD version nearly as much because they fixed most of the speedrun relevant glitches. It's got some cool extra content. There are a bunch of extra levels that were using the Tides of Time tile sets, and it's got a Red Book audio soundtrack, but I don't think it can compare to the Genesis chiptunes. And yes, SegaCrew has been fortunate enough to, for 2 years, had marathons dedicated to the games of Ed Annunziata, the creator of Ecco the Dolphin, and Colibri, and Mort the Chicken, and Tiny Tank, and various other games. So he has been around for commentary on the Ecco games, and a lot of very cool insight. You should follow Ed on Twitter. He's pretty active and always tweeting about interesting stuff. He likes to promote small game developers, so if you're an indie game developer, give him a follow and tweet about your game, and he will likely signal boost it. So, Ed, very good guy, cool guy. Glad to have had him participate in some of these SegaCrew events. Yeah, Chikan the Forever Man. Well, technically, Chikan was created by Robert A. Krause, RAK Graphics, the original comic book author. But yes, the game was designed by Ed and was featured earlier in SEGATHON with a fantastic run by A-Frame and some excellent commentary by somebody, Waxhouse and some other guy, I don't know who. But it was pretty good. You should go check out the VOD if you missed it. There is no forgetting Chikan, Paul. So we're more or less halfway or 2/3 the way through this level. Just a little bit more, and then it will be onward to the final boss. And part of the reason that this level is so long and so difficult, you thought I was going to say long and hard there, but not today, perverts, is that Ed Annunziata in particular was a little worried that people would be able to beat the game on a rental from Blockbuster or something. That, of course, would eat into sales of the cartridge, so he made this level as hard as possible in order to make sure that if you wanted a chance of beating the game, you were going to have to work at it longer than a rental. The artwork in this game is just fantastic. The pixel artwork, some of the best on Genesis, only surpassed by the sequel, which is coming up after this, so stick around. I believe that Zolt, aka Talent, was only 19 years old when he did the pixel art for this game. Absolutely incredible. All of the art done by a single artist, just a master of 16-bit pixels. And we're on to the final boss. I'm going to be doing danger strats because I'm stupid. We're intentionally going to get sucked in so we can hit the jaw from the inside. And then, oh, well, now I've got to redo the level, but... Wait, what's this? No, we don't. Oh, we're back at the final boss. How'd that happen? Alright, and now we've got to gouge out the alien queen's eyes. We've got to try not to get hit by too many of them, because they're painful. Alright, and now it's just a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, die! Shit! Let's give that another try. Oh, Lord. You know what? You know what? This is fine. This is fine. This is not the first time that we've had a death on a final boss in SEGATHON. This would have looked way cooler if I had practiced at all, but there we go. Let's take out the eyes. Okay, we got a little more health now, so... Hey, there we go! Time will be when the game fades to black here. And we have... time! We did it! We saved our family. And now we've got quite possibly the cheesiest credits music ever. It doesn't really fit in with any of the other music in the game, but I still love it. Thank you for the GG's, chat. We managed to come in below the estimate I would have given, so I'm gonna call that underestimate. Yeah. Look at how happy all of these dolphins are. And our song will echo throughout the vast ocean. Gonna talk to these dolphins. Thank you, Echo. We will sing of you forever. You have saved us, you are great. Dolphins don't need a lot of punctuation. And... do you think the vortex are destroyed? Well, everyone, thanks so much for joining us here at SEGATHON 6. I'm going to take a short break here, and I will be back with the sequel to this, Echo the Tides of Time, so stick around.